Okay, the zombie script. First thing we want to do is we want to inherit from our interface we created. So if we do iDamageable, I think all hell's going to break loose because my kids are just coming in. And it's moaning that we need to implement the interface. So we can just click there and implement that interface. Okay, we'll sort this out in a minute. So the first things we're going to need is some variables. So we need to be using unityengine.ai. So we're going to have a serialized field private float for our health, animator reference, navmesh agent reference. We need a zombie AI reference and an audio source so you can play your audio. Let me get rid of those, pop that down there and get rid of that. So we need to grab references. I'm not actually going to play any audio files, so I'll leave that completely up to you. Okay, our Unity base methods. In start, we want to get our navmesh agent, our animator. Mine is a child of my zombie, so wherever you've got your animator. My reference to the zombie AI. And then we're going to set our health value to our enemy AI dot enemy data dot health amount, and then we're just going to get our audio source component. Like I say, I'm not going to play any audio. It's entirely down to you how you do it. In update, all I'm doing is I've got a ball for his attacking, which I've set to enemy AI can attack. A ball for is aware, which I've set to enemy AI dot is aware, and then a float for the movement, which will just well, I'll show you the animator anyway. So, and that's just going to be to the agent's speed, and then we've just got our take damage function to do. Okay, so in our take damage, it's pretty much a standard thing. Our health is going to be minus equals the float amount that we get passed through to our take damage function. Then we just check if health is less than 0. We're going to call our enemy AI dot kill enemy method. Then I'm just setting the animator to play the dead animation that I've got. That's all you need in the zombie script. Like I say, how you handle the animations, etc., is entirely down to you. You don't have to use this for a zombie. It could be, like I said, it could be used for anyone running around shooting weapons or whatever. So the final one we want to do is our zombie spawner script. Okay, I'm going to get rid of them because they annoy me. Our variables we're going to need. We want a game object array of zombies. So this would be all your various zombies. Then we've got an int for our zombie count, how many zombies we want to spawn. We've got a float for our spawn rate, so we spawn one every quarter per second. Our spawn radius, how far we want them to spawn from this zombie spawner. Then we're going to have a private list of wander spots called wander spots with a lowercase w. Then we want a static list wander spots, and we're going to call that wander spots with a capital. Sorry, that's lowercase. I think I said capital on that. Okay, so they're all the variables we're going to need. Okay, our Unity methods, all we've got is start, and we're going to start a coroutine called spawn zombies, and we're going to set our static list of wonder spots to our private list that we're going to set in the inspector. And then hopefully now, if I go into my zombie AI, I shouldn't have any errors whatsoever. There should be no redness anywhere. Yep, see zombie spawner, that's all disappeared. And then we just need the coroutine to spawn the zombies in. Okay, so all we're going to do is we're going to loop through our zombie count. We're going to pick a random zombie. So for int I equals 0, standard for loop, our zombie count, which is this integer up here. So there's no dot length like we're using here. Then we're going to do int j, you can call this whatever you want, and it's going to be a random range between 0 and our zombie array dot length. Then vector3 position is going to be a new vector3, and that's going to be a random range minus our spawn radius and our spawn radius on the x-axis. I'm sending mine 2 units high on the y-axis because that's how tall my zombie is, and for the z-axis again we're just going to do a random range between negative spawn radius and spawn radius. Then we're going to instantiate the zombie j, which is the random zombie, at our position, our vector3.pos, with a quaternion.identity, and then we're just going to yield return new wait per seconds spawn rate, and that will just endlessly loop until we've spawned all the zombies we want. So I should now be able to save those, jump back into Unity, and we can start attaching scripts to the zombies. Okay, so if we now jump back into Unity, if we go to our scene, and I'll enable my 2 zombie models I've got for this demo. We've got a capsule collider, let me turn on gizmos, for the zombie, and we've got a sphere collider that we're going to use for the trigger and attack player. Okay, so we should be able to drop the zombie script on, our zombie AI.script on, and that's created our navmesh agent. We'll set the stopping distance to 0.1. Angular speed, I'll crank that up like that. Like I say, I'm not worried about the health because we're going to grab that from a scriptable object. Again, for this zombie, we'll drag our AI in, set that to 3600, stopping distance from 0.1. So we need these 2 data files, so we can right click, create scriptable objects, zombie data. I'll call this zombie 1. Okay, we make this one random. Escape range, roaming speed, obstacle layers. I think, let me get this right, it's going to be test, because this is my test layer and my player layer. Then if I duplicate that, I'll change that to waypoint. So Zombie 1 can have the Zombie 1 scriptable object. Zombie 2 can have the Zombie 2 scriptable object. We'll open the prefabs folder up. We'll make some prefabs out of them. We'll disable those. We'll create an empty game object, reset its transform, and we'll put our zombie spawner script on it. We need a one with what we're spawning, I don't know. Let's spawn in 10 zombies. Our wander spot list, we're going to have just a 1 on our waypoint. So if we lock that, go to our waypoints, I'll just select some random waypoints. Oh, that won't let me do it. Let me do 4 waypoints because I forgot we've got a wander radius. We'll set that one to 2, that one to 1, that one to 3, that one to 1, and we'll drag a waypoint in there, a waypoint in there, a waypoint in there, and a waypoint in there. Now, touch wood, if I haven't messed everything up, but if you've been following my channel for long, you know I tend to mess everything up. Click play, and we have got an index out of bounds error, and our zombie spawner. That's because I haven't actually assigned any zombies. So if I grab them and I'll drag them in a few times, so we've got 10 zombies. Clear that, have a look again. Now let's press play. And why are we getting a null reference this time? Player locator. So where was we? Player locate. Drag my player in. Well, at least the zombies are spawning in this time, but I've got a horrible feeling for some reason they're now going through the floor. Hasn't set their transform. Actually, let me have a look. Let's see what's going on. What am I missing on these zombies? Capture collider. Alright, let me just debug this a sec. Okay, stupid me, we need to set the base offset of our nav mesh agent. So that would be set to 1 and 1 there. Now if I press play, like I say, it wouldn't be a Cedarwood software video if it wasn't full of gaps. They're idling and they're off. So if we now maximise this, there won't be any sound, but we now have 10 zombies roaming about. Let's get my mouse out of the way. Let's go and wind this one up. Oh, look at that null. Can I kill him? Right. player stealth module. Enemy data, take damage, player tagged. That should have worked. I don't know why that's not working. 2 seconds again. Right, okie doke. It does seem to appear that the interfaces were conflicting with each other. So I've been in and deleted all my stuff from my main project. So now, if we click play, it should spawn us some zombies. They're all hanging about for a little bit. If I go and wind one up, he chases me. He can attack and damage me. I can kill him. Okay, and if I run away from this one, he goes into his aware phase. He starts having a look about. He couldn't find me. And let me drag him round by these boxes. If I go and hide around this box, he should now be in his alert phase. Yeah, and he's lost interest in me. Right, there's a zombie AI. Sorry for the mess of the videos, but like I said, my heart isn't really in it at the moment. Have some fun with zombies like I've been having, and I shall see you in the next video.